am on fire! Ah! I am the Übermensch!
The Graf Spee is what happens when Germany decides that the best way to sink cargo ships is by hitting them with a shell bigger than their bridge superstructure. Sitting at a battle rating of 5.7 with the thickest guns in War Thunder, the Graf Spee is easily the most dominant ship in the game as of update 1.95. The Spee has 6 28cm cannons split into 2 turrets. These can be used at any range effectively due to their caliber and large HE charge. The stock shell carries roughly 23 kilograms of TNT. This is the best overall shell at any range and against most targets. The semi-AP shell has roughly 17 kilograms of TNT and 282 millimeters of pen. This makes it the best shell against large ships like Hippers, Southamptons, and Mogamis, as their armor can deflect most of the stock HE shell's explosion. The AP-CBC shell is useless as of update 1.95, as no ship has the armor to stop the SAP unless they're at a range where the HE would deal more damage anyway. These large guns come with a large reload to match. With a 24-second reload, most cruisers will have a fire rate advantage over the Graf Spee. However, it makes up for this with single-shot damage, which is more than enough to one-shot most ships. The 15cm guns are useful for offsetting this reload. There are 4 on each side of the Graf Spee, and each has a reload of 3.75 seconds. These can be used while the main guns reload, allowing you to maintain constant damage on a target. They can use both explosive and armor-piercing ammunition, meaning you can engage any surface target with them. While the anti-air armament is weaker than that of the Admiral Hipper, it isn't bad by any means. The Graf Spee comes with 3 dual-cannon 105mm flak mounts, 4 dual-cannon 37mm hand-loaded mounts, and 14 single-cannon 20mm mounts. It's a good idea to take manual control of the AA guns when planes approach, as the gunnery eye was lobotomized in update 1.91. Just be warned that a plane that's on fire or dead can still drop ordnance, so killing the pilot is the best course of action. The torpedoes on the Graf Spee are like the Kriegsmarine in real life, useful against convoys and not much else. While you have 4 on each side, they aren't very useful due to the Graf Spee's engagement range. Realistically, you should be engaging targets at 12 to 20 kilometers, and getting close to enemy torpedoes isn't a very good idea. As for survivability, the Graf Spee has less armor and crew than the Admiral Hipper, but it is still effective at preventing deaths to crew loss. The ammo racks are very large, however, due to the 28cm guns having large stores of ammunition. These are very vulnerable, especially at close range. Since the 28cm guns outrange the 15 and 20cm guns of other ships, it's best to stay at long ranges where you can engage and the enemy can't. This will keep them from hitting your ammo racks while also making the armor more effective. As for mobility, there isn't very much to say. The Graf Spee is subpar with a max speed of 53 km per hour and a pretty poor turning radius. It should be used to get you into battle and not much more. You won't be able to dodge torpedoes and bombing runs, and generally it's better to just stay back so you have less to worry about. The playstyle of the Graf Spee is a slow, fat sniper. It's best to stay far back from the battle, picking off large threatening ships or ones attacking your allies. Maintaining range offsets the vulnerable ammo racks and low mobility, and the guns are still effective at a long distance, 12 kilometers easily, and 20 kilometers with practice. Take spawns in the back of the map, and target any ship that can threaten you at long range, then focus on cruisers to bleed the enemy team spawn points. If enemies begin to close to effective range, simply retreat and allow your team to cover you. The Graf Spee isn't good at pushing ports due to the low speed and poor torpedo dodging capabilities, but serves as an excellent support ship. Focus on taking out defending enemy cruisers from range so that you can cover a push by your team. As for modifications, I'd recommend the following order: toolset, fire protection, rudder replacement, propeller replacement, shrapnel protection, improved rangefinder, ammo wetting, engine maintenance, and then the 3 turret rotation upgrades. If you find yourself struggling against Hippers, Mogamis, or Southamptons, prioritize the SAPBC ammo. For crew skills, focus on main caliber reload speed. This reduces the time needed to reload by 30%, massively increasing the damage per second of the Graf Spee. The auxiliary caliber reload skill increases the fire rate of the secondary guns by 50%, taking it from 7.5 seconds to 3.75. Crew interchangeability allows you to survive a 70% loss of crew instead of just 58%. Ship control is also important, as the Graf Spee needs all the help it can get. Leadership is important as always, providing a small buff to every other skill. Finally, fire prevention will keep the entire ship from turning into a fireball from a single stray fightage round from a destroyer 10 kilometers away. Now that you know how to use the Graf Spee, get out there and prove that Gaijin has no clue how to balance cruisers.